Welcome back, everybody. Today we're gonna cook some stuff, I guess. We're gonna try to. You know, there's this level of excitement when I have an idea of something I wanna try to cook, and I'm like gathering the ingredients and I'm running around town and I'm researching different recipes. And then every single time I stand right here and I'm ready to cook it, I'm just like, I can't do this. I absolutely can't do this. I'm looking at all these ingredients. I've never cooked with most of them. All the excitement that I previously had, where did it go? Come back, please. Maybe at some point, potentially the end of this recipe, I will feel that excitement again. And I hope I can, because I really did want to try my best at making some tamales. And this is a food very similar to the pozole that is very special to a lot of people, and I don't want to fuck it up, and I'm scared I'm gonna fuck it up, but all I can do is my best, right? Just do some research, grab some ingredients, and turn that flame on high, and here we go. So without further ado, we're just gonna try our very best to do it to them. We got our work cut out for us here, but the pot of gold at the end of this murky rainbow of me cooking is potentially a delicious tamale. So join me as we try to make some wonderful, beautiful tamales in my kitchen. I'm so nervous. Hold my hand, please. I'm nervous. All right, well, deep breath. And let's get started. Kermit just coughed. Hey, are you ready to make tamales? Have you ever had tamales? Can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing. It smells nasty. Okay, well, I did my absolute best at trying to round up a general guide for how to make tamales, regardless of what you're putting inside of it. Obviously, most of the recipes I came across were pork tamales, and most of the recipe is focused on the pork and how to prepare it and get it cooked and flavored and softened. And since we're not doing that, it gives us the chance to kind of focus on the tamales part of things, which is all very new to me. So first thing I've never cooked with, which I'm excited to try out, is these corn husks. You're gonna wanna get some dry corn husks. And the first thing we're going to do with these beautiful, they smell pretty good too, corn husks, is we're gonna put them in a pot of warm water, not boiling, not super hot, not cold, just warm. And we're gonna let these soften up a little bit while we prepare the rest of the recipe so that they are malleable to fold and to fit the filling inside of it, and then, you know, fold it up afterwards. So let's just count these out. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough. It's plenty. So I'm going to just pop these in the pot here, and hopefully we can get them all fully submerged. All right, I'm actually gonna put the steam rack on top, so it's kind of pressing down on the husks so they stay submerged and therefore can get fully softened up. We are first going to prepare the main ingredient, which is the masa. This is gonna be a mixture of masa, harina, which is corn flour, and then some cornmeal. There's a lot of different ways to do this. I've seen people grind up dried kernels of corn. I've seen people have a pre-made that you can buy at the store. I think it's from the same company that makes just the masa. There's a bunch of different ways. And so I just decided I'm gonna use my corn flour that I've had from my corn tortilla recipes and everything that I've done, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of cornmeal. Yeah, that's right, I think. And that's gonna be kind of the flour base for the masa and the tamales. And then we're gonna add all the other ingredients, which you can, again, personalize it however you want. I've seen people put vegetables, chopped up vegetables, beans, like whole beans inside the mixture. You can do it anyway. I am going to shamelessly do the most plain white boy version of this just because I don't want to overwhelm myself and I want to get out of this alive. So I'm gonna make a pretty basic version of tamales, but I'm gonna add some cheese and I'm gonna have a little sauce for it. But the first step is, let's take our masa flour. And a lot of the recipes I watched didn't give me any measurements. You know how much I like that. You know what I'm talking about? We're flying without measuring cups today. And then a little bit of cornmeal. I think, why am I second guessing myself? Okay, no, this is good. I saw recipes that use this. So we're gonna add a little bit of cornmeal, a little more masa. Also, if I'm doing something wrong, please don't yell at me. I'm sorry in advance. I'm going to whisk together these little dry ingredients. We're gonna mix in just maybe like a half a teaspoon of baking powder. In the spirit of not measuring, we're just gonna sprinkle it in. And a generous bit of salt. You're gonna be able to flavor this a little later on, right before we add this mixture to our corn husks. And so don't trip too much on the measurements of salt early on. Just throw a little bit in. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of these not chicken bouillon cubes, and we are gonna dissolve them in some boiling water. So I'm going to do that, and then in 1 second, I'll have some makeshift chicken stock to pour in here. So BRB 1 sec. I'm gonna clap, and then I'll be back with some stock. Okay, we're back. So I just melted down these previously solid servings of coconut oil and plant-based butter. And what this is gonna do is gonna serve as our substitute for lard, which every recipe I looked up was like, you need lard to make tamales. So the coconut oil is going to provide the texture and consistency of actual lard, and the butter spread is going to serve more as the flavoring for the fat that we're gonna be adding. And it is important, from what I've read, that you have a sufficient amount of fat in this recipe, otherwise it can get grainy and fall apart and just not taste right. So don't skimp on the fat here, okay? We gotta add some fat. Okay, so again, with the no measurements, we have some homemade chicken stock. It's pretty hot. I'm gonna put an ice cube in here. All right, I'm letting these ice cubes. Ow, it's still really hot. Damn it. All right, uno mas ice cube. The recipe doesn't say anything about adding hot liquid and like if it'll mess up things, so I just don't wanna take any chances. I'm gonna cool this crafted little chicken stock down. Tastes like chicken though. Now we're gonna add some of the coconut oil. Just leave a little bit just in case we need to add some, and some butter, and let's mix this around. All right, now some stock. And we want a consistency that we can kind of mush around. So it doesn't need to be like liquidy, but it also can't be too dry. It needs to be a nice little mashable texture. Looks like we're gonna need all of this stock, actually. This masa flour is like absolutely a tank right now and absorbing all of this stock. Holy crap. So I'm gonna ditch the spatula and I'm gonna get my hands dirty, because this is what the recipes say to do. You're going to just kind of mash it all together. I think it needs to be more wet. I think potentially more oil. I really made sure that we don't skimp on the oil. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, so it's a little too dry. I think you're gonna want it to like stick to your hand at first, and then you're gonna just basically mash it until it doesn't stick anymore. So I still think we're a little light on the liquid. I'm just gonna add the rest of the stock. I did not think we were gonna need all of that. One great thing about tamales that I've enjoyed, you know, this is one food that I have eaten quite a bit growing up. It's not like most of my recipes where I've never tried it before, but tamales are naturally gluten-free most of the time. So I've enjoyed tamales for a long time. I just have never even come close to making my own. Okay, this is more the consistency we're looking for here. It's like a little, like a moist paste. You want it to be sticky if you were to like put your hand on it. Yeah, this is what we want. Yeah, from the recipes that I watched and the videos I watched, people were getting their hands all nice and dirty, so we're on to something. Just make sure your bowl makes a lot of noise. You could also do the slap test, where you slap the mixture, and if after you slap the mixture sticks to your hand, then you're not ready. But if it doesn't stick, then the mixture has been mashed enough. Should we try a smack test? Ready? Bad masa, bad. It's not sticking, so yay. So real quick, I'm just gonna taste. Why does that already taste really good? Oh, shouts out to that cabinet. Staying open, just how I like. I'm gonna check on the corn husks. Kind of feel like the corn husks need a little bit more time. They're definitely softer, but I don't know that they're as soft as we want them yet. So we have this beautiful mixture. This is our masa. It tastes phenomenal. Like, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like at this stage, but I think this is like relatively what we want our finished product to taste like. Okay, well, I'm going to quickly chop up this onion here because we're gonna use a white onion and some refried beans to make a little bean mixture that will go nicely inside of the tamale to add a little bit of a different texture and flavor, so it's not just plain masa mixture and cheese. We're also, I think, gonna have a sauce on top, but you don't need to have that. Nice fine chop, almost a dice. And we are gonna add a little bit of oil. In addition, I think we'll do a little bit of garlic as well, because no one ever said they didn't enjoy the garlic that you put in the recipe unless they were allergic to garlic, in which case, that's a bad situation. That is a bad situation. The oil has started to shine a little bit, so we're gonna drain the bean juice and add some of our refried beans into our pan here. Wait a minute. If these are refried beans, that means they've been fried twice, and we're frying them now. So they're refried beans. That's deep. All right, so we're doing pretty much the whole can of beans here. Honestly, what are we doing? Let's just do all of it. You know who's not smart? Me. I should have put the onions in first, but it's okay. We will make do. So I'm gonna put the onions over here where we still have some oil sizzling. And we are just gonna let this go. Let it cook, baby. Let it do its thing. We'll pick up in a second. We have reached the point. I'm gonna let this bean mixture just kind of simmer now. It's on a very low setting. And what we're gonna do now, we are going to take our corn husks and we are gonna lay them out to air dry. Actually, this is a much too small platform, but you get the idea. You're gonna take them out of the water and we're gonna let these just sit out so they can air dry a little bit. Our bean mixture is looking nice and ready. I salted it, added a little pepper. It's a very basic refried bean side that we're gonna just kind of use to spice up. Why did I do that? That's so hot. That's like so hot. I'm gonna set this to the side over here and we are going to actually reuse, are we? No, we're gonna pour this water out. Again, I've found myself in one of these recipes where I'm like so into it and I'm trying to do it right that I like can't focus on anything else. So if this video blows, I'm sorry. It's just me here. Anyway, so we have our corn husks over here behind us, nice and soft. They are drying out on that paper towel. So we'll have them ready in just a moment, but it looks like we're kind of there. All we need to do now is assemble the tamales and put them in a steam rack, which we're gonna use this. It is like an insert pot that goes inside the larger pot, which you can kind of use as a steam rack. So there's about, I don't know, 3 inches of water already in there, but I kind of feel like it's time. Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to do it to him? Are we ready? All right, well, here we go. Let us do it to him. Forgive me, everyone who knows how to do this right. Forgive me for not doing it right. Okay, so. 0 for 1. Okay. These are not necessarily dried yet, but we're gonna go for it anyway. We're gonna take some of the masa and just like spread it around. You're supposed to use the spatula, I think. But then you're just gonna like fold it, I think, like a book. You just go close, close, fold the top, and fold the bottom. That looks way too thin. We need more. Okay, so we're gonna try it again. Fold, fold, bottom. Okay, this looks much better. So I'm gonna actually put this face down. There we go, nice. And let's try it again. Oh wait, that one didn't have any beans in it. All right, that one will be plain, that's fine. I'm not very smart. So we're gonna take some beans, our refried bean mixture, and fold, fold, bottom, and top. Oops, that one's down too. You have to kind of secure them when you're folding them because you don't really get, you know, too much give. This isn't like a stretchy tortilla or something. Yeah, these corn husks might be a little underdone in terms of softening up. They still feel kind of rigid in some areas, but they're working. I mean, we're getting the job done here. I'm wondering if like when I'm making them, if I need to be, I don't know how to say this, like does the bean mixture need to be inside or can it just be floating on top? Like I hope I'm not screwing this up. Oh, and I've been not putting any cheese in any of these. Well, they're all gonna be different. We'll start adding cheese to some because we're not gonna reopen those. Those are done. Just a nice little serving of mozz and the beans on top. Fold, fold, bottom, top. I really hope I'm not ruining this too bad. We only have a couple more to assemble, but I'm gonna throw these in the steamer. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put them in a steamer pot or a steamer rack. The recipes vary. Some say 30 minutes, some say an hour. So we're gonna go somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. And hopefully, at the end of all this, we'll have some tamales. Maybe we won't, who knows? We tried our best though. Well, here we have 6 okay, seemingly okay tamales. They're all in one piece. They're all very hot. I don't know. I mean, this looks like, let's stack them up, right? That's what you do. Well, there we go. Steaming hot tamales. Not burning my hand at all, as you can tell by my completely unbroken straight face. Not letting it faze me. But I think we should try to open one. What do y'all think? I have no plates. Okay, well, here we go. This is our test tamale. It's our test male. Well, from what I can tell, this looks like the right consistency. I cooked it for about 40 minutes. That's like really, really good. I thought it was gonna be bad. Yo, why is this good? I thought I royally fucked this up. I can't believe how good it is though. So this is just a plain one. Also, this was a really humbling recipe. Even though I've never cooked tamales before, I kind of looked at it like, I could do that. I don't know why, it just seemed easy to me, but it is not. This is not easy recipe at all. This is just a plain tamale, it came out amazing. But the real boy is gonna be the bean and cheese one. So let's try that one. This one has just beans, I think. Okay, that one is really good. The one with beans just adds so much. I can imagine if I were to have made like a meat substitute. It's like the tamale flavor is really good by itself. If you like, you know, basic plain flavors, which I do, I love this. Like I could eat plain ones all day. But if you're getting that thirst for spice or different flavors or textures, go crazy. You can put vegetables, you can put whatever you want inside the tamale and it adds to it, I'm pretty sure. Because the beans just made this one so much better. That's bomb. All right, I gotta try one with cheese. So damn good. All right, you know what? I think we gotta get Jenna in here. Jenna, tamales?
Whoa.
I made tamales.
Wait, are they like rojo or verde?
They're neither because I just made basic ones and I didn't know how to do any of that.
What's on top of that? Are beans?
Mm-hmm. Refried beans. I fried them and they were already refried.
What's inside?
It's just the masa mixture with some cheese. These have cheese, these don't.
Oh.
You try one with cheese?
That is so good.
It could
I thought
use.
you need sauce on it.
You
like the
do,
rojo
you
sauce.
do, but I didn't make it because this was a very overwhelming process and I needed to just do some self-care and not overwhelm myself further.
Self-care.
You like it?
It is so good. Mmm. Mas. I would eat them like that.
They're pretty good.
Really good.
I'm pretty happy with it.
I haven't eaten a lot of tamales, so
I have
color
actually.
me impressed.
This is probably the most common Mexican food that I've eaten in my life because they're naturally gluten-free. And they're really good.
That was really good. I just like beans. That really tasty, Julie. Good job.
I think they came out better than I thought, but I'm still a little disappointed in myself. I did get overwhelmed by this one. This one really got me because I didn't want to fail at making the actual food of the tamale, making it stay together, the consistency right. I got so caught up in that and it was a really hard process. I mean, I just feel humbled by this one. This one kind of beat me up a little bit. At least we have a tasty treat at the end, even if it doesn't have the sauce and it's not as traditional or accurate as it could have been. I really did try. So I hope you enjoyed watching me and be easy on me in the comments. Okay, I know I probably did everything wrong, but we're just out here trying our best. And next time, there will be a next time because as the plant-based meat substitute movement progresses, there's so many amazing new meat subs, and this with like some meat substitute would be really good, especially if it had some nice sauce on top. Next time, I promise I will deliver that. But for now, we are just stuck with some plain old bean and cheese tamales, which I'm not mad about. These are really good. And I made tamales. That's exciting. Yeah. Hold on. Yep. It's still good. I promise. It tastes good. Here. Look, it tastes good. Here, have a bite. Look at that cheesy goodness. There you go. Have a bite. There you go. Okay. All right. You know what? Satisfactory. They can't all be home runs. This one wasn't necessarily a bunt, but it was like an infield base hit, maybe an error. We'll take it though. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you made a tamales along with me, I'd love to see him, tweet him at me. And I'll see you guys next week with hopefully a less stressful recipe where I can thrive and excel just maybe a little bit more. I think this week the recipe did it to me. I don't think I did it to the recipe. Sometimes you do it to them, sometimes they do it to you. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with everything. Thanks for watching. Hello again. As soon as I finished filming this episode, I was thinking to myself how I really just kind of did a disservice by not trying to make a sauce or having a sauce with it. Because I know tamales pretty much always have sauce. It's the first thing Jenna asked about, and I couldn't live with myself not making a sauce or not having a sauce for this tamales recipe that I made. So I used the arbol chilies that I had, and I did a makeshift version of tamale red rojo sauce. And I think it's pretty good. It turned out to look like exactly how I wanted. It is spicy and good. I don't know. It was just one of those foods that I felt like was way too incomplete without its sauce. It definitely adds to it. I mean, when you take a bite of the tamales, you're like expecting, you know, sort of like an acidic flavor to go along with the rich, almost like buttery flavor of the tamale, and we didn't have that. So everything felt really incomplete. And then I stopped filming and all I could think about was the freaking sauce. That's literally it.
Did I hear rojo?
You wanna try the rojo? It's spicy.
spice.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Oh my God, Julie.
Is that better?
Oh my God. You could sell that in a restaurant.
Really?
Hell yeah. Oh, that was so good.
Super basic tamale, super basic sauce, but at least we finished. You like it? Jenna approved. I had to come back and do it to him.
Oh, that's so